Elderly people who do not make friends or visit others in their later years often have these five mindsets. In the long river of life, retirement seems like a gentle turning point. It not only marks the end of a career, but also the beginning of a new journey of self-discovery and inner peace. In one's spare time, gathering with a few close friends, sipping lightly, murmuring softly, that kind of leisure is truly one of life's great pleasures. However, as the years go by, we increasingly realize that many retirees prefer a quiet life. Old friends from the past may have reduced contact due to distance and time. New acquaintances no longer feel close. The frequency of social visits gradually decreases, and they prefer a peaceful and comfortable lifestyle. So what is the mindset of those retirees who neither make new friends nor visit others? 1. Relying on oneself is better than relying on others. What is the purpose of social gatherings and visits? When we were younger, our social interactions were more about bringing people closer together, supporting each other when needed. Indeed, some friendships and family relationships are genuine, and frequent contact can prevent relationships from becoming distant, keeping the emotional warmth alive. However, as we grow older, we may find that there are fewer and fewer pure emotions in daily life. Many social activities gradually become purposeful. For example, some event organizers may frequently contact you, enthusiastically inviting you to participate, even hoping you will buy related products or services. Or, a colleague you haven't heard from in a long time suddenly reaches out, inviting you to dinner, often with an agenda or needing your help. These situations can sometimes surprise you, but they are part of life. After seeing the realities in social interactions, we begin to value simple and sincere relationships even more. Aside from daily mutual assistance with neighbors, the ones we can truly rely on are ourselves and those closest to us. Relying on our own abilities and resources brings more security and independence to our lives. Meeting neighbors in the community, exchanging greetings, maintaining simple and warm interactions, these kinds of days can actually be very comforting. 2. Many relatives and friends are not as valuable as one or two children. When relatives and friends come to visit, especially with children, the whole family becomes lively. The children's innocence and playfulness fill the home with laughter and vitality. Although they are curious about everything, always touching and exploring, sometimes even accidentally breaking things, this is just part of their nature. If relatives stay overnight, our daily routines may need to be adjusted, such as the usual evening walk or reading habit, to accommodate the relative's schedule. While this requires some flexibility, it also provides more opportunities to spend time with family, increasing mutual understanding and connection. The visits of relatives and friends are more of a social activity, though they bring warmth and laughter. When it comes to real-life challenges, it is ultimately our children that we can rely on. The mutual support between parents and children is especially precious, as their care and concern are the bonds that hold a family together. As social needs gradually decrease after retirement, what becomes more important is the support and companionship within the family. Helping our children, whether by taking care of their children or assisting with their work, is more meaningful than frequent social interactions. The mutual support between parents and children makes the family more harmonious and fulfilling. 3. Many social dinners are not as meaningful as a home with two people. After retirement, attending social gatherings and activities can sometimes feel exhausting. In contrast, living a simple life with your spouse seems more enjoyable. Preparing a simple dinner together, sharing a quiet moment, these add warmth and happiness to life. We can also choose to dine out or attend gatherings, though these events, while lively, may not always be satisfying. With different tastes and interests, there are bound to be moments of mismatch. Rather than forcing ourselves to adapt, it's better to enjoy the warm time with family at home. Rather than pursuing the excitement of the outside world, returning to the simplicity and warmth of home is more fulfilling. The understanding and daily companionship between spouses are the most precious treasures in old age. Shopping, cooking, and taking walks together, these simple days are filled with the taste of happiness. 4. Many conversations are not as valuable as enjoying peace and quiet. Everyone has different pursuits in life. Some people enjoy lively gatherings and conversations, while others prefer the peace of solitude. There is no right or wrong in either choice. What matters is finding the lifestyle that suits you best. Elderly people who enjoy quiet often have a rich inner world. They prefer to enrich their lives by reading, fishing, and connecting with nature. This time spent alone not only makes them feel fulfilled and content, but also helps them find inner peace and tranquility. While working, we may have had to participate in various social activities out of necessity, but after retirement, we have more choices and can live according to our own desires. Walking alone, reading, fishing, listening to the wind sing, these are all things that make us happy. This simple joy is what makes retirement life beautiful. 5. Enjoying every season of life. Life after retirement is like moving from autumn to winter, a new phase. We learn to cherish every moment in life, not rushing to seek external excitement, but paying more attention to inner peace and tranquility. Slowing down, enjoying the beauty of each season, is the wisdom in our lives. Not seeking too much social interaction does not mean isolation, but rather choosing a simple and contented way of life. This lifestyle reflects a deep understanding of the essence of life and respect for one's inner world. Conclusion. In the years after retirement, everyone has their own way of life and choices. Those who choose to stay away from the hustle and bustle and not visit others are not lonely, but have found inner peace and freedom. They understand that true wisdom in life lies in following one's own heart, pursuing genuine ease and happiness. Perhaps we can all take some inspiration from this, learning to let go of restlessness in the autumn and winter of life, returning to our true selves, to truly enjoy that unique peace and beauty. It is not difficult to see that many retirees choose to distance themselves from social interactions, pursuing inner peace and the warmth of family. This is a wise way of life. However, besides these choices, some people gradually find themselves becoming annoyed with relatives visiting or staying overnight. What is the reason behind this? If you find yourself increasingly disliking relatives coming over to visit or stay overnight, there are likely 3 main reasons. In this busy and stressful society, if you start to dislike relatives coming over to visit or stay overnight, there may be some deep, hidden reasons behind it that are not immediately obvious. Although it may seem like a small matter on the surface, frequent visits actually increase household expenses, especially when financial conditions are not favorable. Additionally, cultural differences or personality mismatches are common issues. Living with relatives who have completely different lifestyles or values can often lead to friction and discomfort. These seemingly trivial worries are like an overfilled cup of water, not only failing to nourish, but spilling over and disturbing the peace. 1. Once as a guest, too often becomes a burden. In reality, many people encounter this situation. Some relatives initially come over as guests, everyone warmly welcomes them, and there is much laughter. But as time goes on, this enthusiasm gradually turns into a repressed burden. Every time the living room has just been tidied up, the doorbell rings again, and a sense of helpless annoyance immediately rises in one's heart. At first, everyone is very polite, the relationship seems closer, but gradually, the privacy of the home is broken, and the original daily life becomes chaotic. As a result, the enthusiastic hospitality turns into a heavy burden. Every time a relative mentions coming over, the host starts to feel uneasy, unable to sleep due to worry. If action is not taken in time, continually tolerating frequent visits from relatives, family members' patience will be gradually worn away, conflicts will inevitably intensify, even leading to arguments and dissatisfaction within the family, ultimately deteriorating the relationship. Those who were once guests are slowly no longer seen as guests, but rather become an invisible source of pressure. In fact, both sides should properly communicate, establish boundaries, and respect each other's space. Only in this way can they achieve true harmony and balance. 2. Every penny counts, but relatives seem to think differently. Financial burdens are indeed a hidden and sometimes embarrassing reason behind this aversion. When relatives come over, there is a tendency to provide the best possible hospitality, but this puts a strain on the household budget. In a situation where the family is already struggling to make ends meet, this additional expense becomes even more burdensome. The price of everyday goods may seem trivial, but they add up. Even small purchases, like a few additional groceries for a guest, can strain a limited budget. It is hard to bring up financial constraints to relatives, as it could damage the relationship. However, the continued strain on the budget causes stress and resentment. With every visit, the financial pressure increases, making the visits less and less welcome. When the relatives don't seem to realize this, or don't adjust their expectations accordingly, it can become a source of tension. Ultimately, these financial considerations can erode the relationship, even leading to a complete breakdown if not addressed. 3. Incompatibility between relatives and the host family. Another major reason people grow weary of relatives visiting is the lack of compatibility in terms of living habits and values. When the relative's way of life greatly differs from the host's, it can lead to significant discomfort and frustration. For example, if the relatives have different sleeping habits, like staying up late or waking up early, this can disrupt the host family's routine. Similarly, differing opinions on child rearing, politics, or religion can create tension and arguments. These differences may seem trivial, but they can significantly affect the atmosphere in the house. Over time, the host family may start dreading the visits, as they anticipate the inevitable friction. This discomfort can build up to the point where the host family feels emotionally drained after each visit. Even if they try to keep the peace, the underlying tension remains, leading to a strained relationship. In extreme cases, this can cause the relationship to break down entirely. Conclusion. These are some of the common reasons why people might start to dislike relatives visiting or staying overnight. While it is important to maintain family relationships, it is equally important to establish boundaries and respect each other's space. Proper communication can help address these issues, allowing both sides to maintain a healthy and positive relationship. Okay, we will end our sharing here today. Thank you for watching. I hope today's sharing resonated with you. Friends who haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click subscribe. This way, we can accompany you every day, so we can grow together, be happy together, and grow old slowly together. See you next time. Don't miss it.